Welcome to another edition of Pharaoh Talk. I'm your host, Chosen Blakey. We have the three-time? I think that was a mistake. We have Wesley Anderson with us today. How you feeling, man?
Oh man, I feel great. It's a great day to talk about some fantasy football. And yes, it does say 3 times. I'm speaking into existence. I'm a 2-time Mortal Kombat champion, 2 times in 4 years, I will say, and this could be 3 and 5. So, just put it out there.
Yeah, I'm gonna rebuke all of those things in the name of the Lord and Savior. That's not happening. Not while I'm in the playoffs, good buddy. But guys, if you don't do so already, make sure you follow us on Twitter. You don't want to miss our content that's coming out, and also our affiliates with the Fantasy Football Astronauts. We are releasing weekly betting content, which at this point, if you're not following us, you don't want to make any money. So follow us on Twitter at the Fantasy Pharaoh and go follow our affiliates at the Fantasy Football Astronauts. So this is it. Week 14 was last week. This is the playoffs. How many leagues did you make the playoffs in this year?
Yeah, so I'm in 6 leagues this year, 1 on ESPN, 1 in Yahoo, 1 on Flea Flicker, 2 in Sleeper, and 1 in CBS. Went 4 for 6 in my ESPN league, and in the Flea Flicker league, I have a first round bye, and then the other 2, we're in it wild card weekend. So we're getting that started.
Yeah, I see that you edged me out in the Dynasty Flea Flicker league by 20 points to win scoring champ, which, it's not terrible because I did win 11 games in a row, and I, happened to step on your neck on the way there to get that number 1 seed. But I would have loved to sweep both prizes, but I made some terrible decisions over the last 4 months to lose by 20 points, which is horrendous. Cedric Wilson on Thursday night, Thanksgiving, I didn't play him because I was trying to figure out the injuries with Elijah Moore, and I think A.J. Brown got hurt. So I missed out on the Cedric Wilson game. Didn't play Dallas defense against the Saints or whenever they had like 30 points. Not last week, but the week before where, a game I'm talking about. I think it was the Saints or the game before.
I think it was that Thursday night Saints game.
Yeah.
Where they had a pick 6 and a couple interceptions.
I think I didn't play Elijah Moore when he first came back because I didn't know if he was going to actually play. So I missed out on some key things, and my whole team also got hurt between A.J. Brown, Adam Thielen, Elijah Moore. Jalen Hurts was on bye at one point. No, he got hurt, right? Yeah, he got hurt. Jalen Hurts got hurt, and I'm missing somebody. Adam Thielen. I had like 6. My whole IR was filled. And I don't know. So, congrats to you, to the scoring champ. Number 2 seed. I'm the number 1 seed. Hopefully, we play each other in the Super Bowl. That would be fitting since we have the 2 best teams. I play you and our other home league and the Real Players League in the wild card spot. You beat me both times those leagues in that league by less than 5 points. They've all came down to 1 play. So, not looking forward to that. But your team is on a downward spiral where I've actually caught you in record. So, hopefully you continue to do what you've been doing over the last month or so. And I can finally get out that. In Mortal Kombat, we both in the wild card. You number 6, I'm number 5. You went 7-7. I went 9-5. I ended up getting swept by the guy that won my division. He beat me 3 times in a row and ended up beating me to get the 2nd seed bye. So I'm hoping that you lose. I don't have to play him, but it looks like you're probably going to win. So I think my destiny in that league is to win this week to get bounced in the next round. So you might actually have a chance to go to another Super Bowl, which would be incredible, but I can't beat Tyler Lockett or Jamar Chase in that league. So yeah, that's where I stand.
Yeah, definitely some interesting stuff coming up. looking forward to the real players matchup. My team has been on a sharp decline. It's a 3 wide receiver league for you guys who don't know, and that's a new format for me. So that's been interesting adjusting. It's my second year in the league, but we made the playoffs. Let me tell you something. I don't know how many Calvin Ridley owners we have out there, but goodness, that hurt me this year. I have him in 2 leagues. In both leagues, my team, proud of him, scrapped. We made the playoffs, and in both leagues, I have Calvin Ridley. But to not have a guy who you anticipate being a major contributor for, I think we had him for like 5 games, and even those games, he had like maybe 1 of those that was like a solid output. It's been tough to have a guy who was projected to be a wide receiver 1 this year basically do nothing. He hasn't played. And, I understand the mental health thing, so not knocking him for that at all, but it does hurt from a fantasy perspective having to deal with that. But like I said, my team scrapped in my ESPN league where I had him. I actually finished 10-4, top of my division, got the bye, and then real players the other league where I have him, and I'm struggling at that wide receiver 3 spot, and I have been all year. I started off with Amari Cooper, Calvin Ridley, and Robbie Anderson were my 3 starters. Robbie Anderson had a quick, swift death after, I believe it was week 2 where he had 1 catch for a 50-yard touchdown on 1 target, and I was like, or that might have been week 1. Week 2 he died. I don't think he did anything, and then I was like, yeah, this guy, he can't even be rostered. So I've been struggling to put that together. I had a bunch of running backs. I got them really cheap, and I had David Montgomery, Antonio Gibson, James Robinson. I had Damian Harris, who I thought was going to be a good contributor this year, and he's played pretty well. And I had Nick Chubb. And so since I have all these running backs, it's a super flex, 3 wide receiver. So it just didn't make sense to have all of them. I actually traded with our good friend Chosen here, Derek Carr and CeeDee Lamb for Nick Chubb, which is probably the only reason that I have made the playoffs in any capacity. But just been struggling to put a team together. So now we're looking at Rashad Bateman at my wide receiver 3 or Devontae Smith. So it's rookie or die for me at this point.
Yes, it's interesting because you've been fine at quarterback. Meanwhile, while me, oh boy. It's been a struggle. Drafted Derek Carr and Matt Ryan, who shockingly has had pretty okay fantasy seasons. Drafted some good running backs this year with Zeke, Jonathan Taylor, and Chase Edmonds. I ended up trading Chase Edmonds for Devontae Smith. I drafted DeAndre Hopkins, CeeDee Lamb, and I don't even remember the 3rd receiver I drafted, but I ended up acquiring Michael Pittman. Our other co-host, Charles Grant, dropped him too early. I ended up acquiring Jalen Waddle, and I got Devontae Smith, so I traded CeeDee Lamb to you in return for Nick Chubb. So I was actually going 3 running back sets with Chubb, Zeke, and Taylor, and for the middle part of the year, I was killing people. I drafted Kittle. Kittle was hurt, but as you know, guys, Kittle is back, and he is back. So it's been good there. Quarterback has been a struggle all year. I've started probably every garbage quarterback that you could have started. Snuck into the playoffs because due to the fact that I played Gardner Minshew and Jared Goff week 13, and they both had great games for me. They're not even on my roster anymore. I'm actually starting Tua and David Mills. Yeah.
Davis Mills. You don't even know his name.
I don't know his name, but I need him to know Jacksonville's defense. That's all I need him to know and do his job. Outside of that, it should be a Chubb day. I'm not really. I don't expect Taylor to do too much. I'm actually playing against him in the wild card in the Mortal Kombat League. But I do expect probably a 20-point game from him, just off the fact that he's just elite right now. But I don't expect him to do too much against that New England defense. I'm probably going to play Amon-Ra at receiver because Hopkins is done. He was basically a wasted pick for me this year. He did okay while he was in, but I guess for the first time he was hurting his career. So, which it doesn't really hurt me because I haven't really had him this year. So me losing him is like, Marquise Brown stepped up this year in a big way. Michael Pittman has stepped up, and Jalen Waddle has really defy what I thought was going to be. He's actually a good NFL receiver, which I was shocked at. I thought he was just going to be like another Henry Ruggs, who before that incident was actually developing well too. That's who I drafted. Henry Ruggs is the third guy. Yeah, it's going to be a mix of Jalen Waddle, Amon-Ra, another rookies versus rookies, I guess, Marquise Brown, and the running back crew of Taylor and Chubb, and another rookie with Davis Mills and George Kittle versus, the boys. I mean, that's how we're looking. The industry league that I'm in due to Prop T. Shout out to you guys. We went 9-5, so we're the number 3 or 4 seed. We have Kyler in that league, Taylor, Josh Jacobs. We had Hopkins, we lost him. Adam Thielen, Devontae Smith, Amon-Ra, Dawson Knox. So our team is pretty good. This is a 14-team league. I think we're like 3rd or 4th in points. Our points kind of tallied off when Kyler and Hop got hurt, but with Kyler back, we should. And Josh Jacobs was hurt for a minute too, so we should be okay there. The only thing that makes me nervous is Jonathan Taylor, because I'm playing against him, so I'm hoping that he just does what he's supposed to do. I don't need him giving 70 points. If that's happened, then I'm going to lose in other leagues. So I just need enough to where he outscores your running backs that I can hopefully Kittle kills Atlanta like he did the last time we played them. I think he went 13 for 140, something stupid. So, yeah, that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, meanwhile, I'm all in on the Cowboys. So in Mortal Kombat, I got Dak and Amari Cooper. And then in real players, we're looking at Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb. So I need them to absolutely light the Giants on fire this week. It's looking tough. I'm sure everyone out there, if you're lucky enough to be in the playoffs, it's there's a reason teams are there at this point. It's a long season. I'm sure you've probably battled injuries, bye weeks, things like that. So if you're there, you probably deserve to be there unless you sneak in like I did. But it's the playoffs, so anything can happen. All you need is a good week here and there from a guy, and you might find yourself in a championship game. And so anything's possible, and that's where I'm at. Mortal Kombat, I've killed my team. I've made so many trades this year, and I've kind of gone against my own philosophy a little bit. I admittedly traded Jonathan Taylor during the season for guys who I don't even want to say, and I regret that. But I've made some more trades. I've rounded out my roster, and at this point, it's anything can happen. The guy who won my division, I beat him 3 times during the regular season, and I'm playing him again in this wild card matchup. So my fingers are crossed, and I'm hoping the numbers continue the way they have.
Well, as you know, good buddy, we're in the business of gambling, and if I had to make a bet, I would bet that you would win based off the trend. So, unfortunately, I hope that I break your trend in real players, since you beat me by literally less than 5 points both times. So I'm hoping that, and a lot of that was due to, a lot of my mismanagement of my team, yours as well. I think there was one week where you left like 50 points on your bench, I left 50 points on my bench. So it's like, I've cleared all that out. It's 2 or a die for me, Waddle or a die. And that's just what it is. Like, I cut Devontae Smith, you picked him up. Justin Fields is on my IR or something, but he's not playing. It's literally Tua and Davis Mills versus Derek Carr and Justin Herbert. Now, the good thing is, I'm expecting the Raiders game to be low scoring with a lot of Josh Jacobs, which I have in Mortal Kombat. Justin Herbert, those Kansas City games be close, so I'm expecting not too much from there. I am expecting your Dallas people to go off, though. Dallas usually puts up points from the Giants, so I am expecting one of them, Cooper or Lamb, to give you anywhere between 50 and 60. Okay, cool. I'm expecting Chubb to go have a good game against the Raiders, which he played well the last time he played them. Chubb and Kittle should counteract that. Then now it's like my quarterbacks versus the rest of your team. And really this Marquise Brown, Rashad Bateman matchup is where it's like, do I play Michael Pittman versus the Patriots, or do I play Marquise Brown? I mean, I think that's an easy, as far as name-wise, I roll with Brown, but not a good situation to be in, losing your star wide receiver right before the playoff game, especially when he looked pretty good coming back from injury. So, yeah, that's been the story of my life all year in real players. So, if Taylor does go off, hopefully my Mortal Kombat team can do anything to onslaught that, but I doubt it. But in Mortal Kombat, I'm not playing against. He has just Cooper Kupp and Jonathan Taylor. The rest of his team's awful. He traded away Travis Kelce. He has Teddy Bridgewater at quarterback. He's super flexing Devontae Parker. So I should kill him at the quarterback matchup with Kyler and Hurts. I expect Josh Jacobs to have a good game. Hopefully James Robinson has a good game. And it's really going to come down to my receivers, where it's like Mike Evans goes against Marshawn Lattimore, which I can't play him. I don't want to bench Mike Evans, but I just can't do it. Like if T.J. Hawkinson and DeAndre Swift are not playing, I literally have to play Amon-Ra at the amount of targets that he's getting, and I'm gonna have to play Devontae Smith. I'd rather roll the dice. I don't even think it's worth rolling the dice with Devontae Smith, but it's like I can't play Mike Evans versus Marshawn Lattimore. I know what's going to happen. He's not going to do anything. So it's like, do I play Van Jefferson? Cooper Kupp really doesn't have big days, and if Odell is out of the game, then I do feel a little bit better about Van Jefferson. LA and Seattle games are usually low scoring and uglier games, but LA usually wins, so I expect the focus Seattle to do what they usually do, is take Cooper Kupp out of the game, which would leave Van Jefferson. Or do I play the Detroit running back, safety, Craig Reynolds? I have a lot of choices here, but yeah, Mortal Kombat, I'm hoping that my quarterbacks just play enough to where I can win that margin of Taylor and Kupp, because I don't expect the rest of his team to do really much anything. I'm actually worried more about your matchup in real plays than I'm about Mortal Kombat because of the fact of those Dallas kids, and I don't know what my receivers are going to do in real plays. So, that's where I am with that.
Well, at least you don't know what your receivers are going to do. I don't know what my whole team's going to do. I felt good about my quarterbacks. They were pretty much my anchor all season between Herbert, Carr. I was rotating based on matchup, Daniel Jones or Bridgewater, which were, Bridgewater is like the safety net. He's going to give you just enough to be okay. So, but I can't do that this week because I need to score points. So I got to go with the NFL's leading passer, Derek Carr, and hope for some bonuses. If Elijah Mitchell plays, that would be fantastic so he can run all over the Falcons, but he's looking questionable right now. David Montgomery, you just don't really know. The Bears' offense as a whole is just a dice roll. The two Dallas wide receivers, and at this point either Rashad Bateman, Devontae Smith, don't know what's going on there. Kyle Pitts, I don't know which one of him is going to show up on Sunday. Really, it's just, it's why we play the game, though. You can look at how it looks on paper all day long, and you can look at the projections and this and that, but at the end of the day, that's why you put the ball out there and you play the game on Sundays. And this week's on Saturdays, and then you got your Thursday game as well. But got to play the game. So I'm excited for the matchup, and this is what we're here for. This is why we put in the work in the off season. It's why we draft the guys we draft. We pick up the guys we pick up because you got to see what's going to happen. So I'm excited about it.
Yeah, there's a possibility that we could play each other in 3 separate leagues in the playoffs, which is, I think for sure we're going to play each other in Dynasty. I don't think any team is going to beat our teams at the way that they're playing. I mean, I'm basically finding points at this point. I mean, I scored 200 points with everybody on bye at IR with Kittle without Taylor. So having Kittle, Taylor, and Kyler, I should be in the playoffs, and I'm glad I got the bye this week to get my team healthy. I also have Elijah Mitchell. I'm hoping that he does not play for you this week, that I can have you play another running back since you don't believe in James Robinson, which is fine because I'm going to take full accountability of James Robinson this week and all the points that he's going to give me. So please, if you decide not to play him, that's your decision. But you got some running back decisions to make because you have, Antonio Gibson, David Montgomery. I cut off my losses. It's these guys or die. Like Zeke is on my bench. I saw the report that he's feeling great. I don't give a crap about that. Tua and Davis Mills just had too good of a matchup. Miami always kills the Jets, and Houston always beats Jacksonville. So I'm not going to bench those two guys. And Chubb, the only person I would maybe bench Zeke for would be Taylor. And the last time I thought about benching Taylor, he dropped like 70 points against Tampa. So, yeah, that's not going to happen. So I can't bench Taylor ever. And if he drops 70 points on me in Mortal Kombat, then, oh well, hopefully my team can, support that. It probably won't, because our Mortal Kombat team is slowly dying. I've literally lost Elijah Moore, DeAndre Hopkins, I lost Michael Carter, and Mike Evans is basically injured this week. So, and that's what I'm more disappointed about. My Mortal Kombat team was good, and I got hit with injuries at the worst time. But, like you said, that's why we play. And, it'll be interesting to see how these playoffs matchups go, man. And, it's also a good thing that we're in it for the gambling, too, man. We're, 3.5 points out of first place, 10-0 in the quarter. We're 35-11, 34-11 since week 6. So, it's a blessing to be in this situation, man, and change our lives, man.
Yeah, man, it's been going good. That's an added bonus on top of the fantasy thing. If you're in the gambling realm, if you have a good week, it just lifts everything up. So, looking forward to fantasy. We got to get our picks in coming up here shortly, and hoping for another good week. But man, this is exciting. That's what we do it for.
Definitely that. I need you to lose, man. And that's like no hard feelings or nothing, but I need you to lose more in Mortal Kombat. If I can win in Mortal Kombat, we're just gonna kind of play it by ear, see how it's going after 1 p.m. If it's looking good, then man, give you a call, be like, hey man, just go ahead and take those guys out, because I know if I play that guy again, I'm gonna lose. So I can't have that, bro. I need you to lose so I can play the other guy, have a chance to go to the Super Bowl again. And, I need you to do me a favor.
I very well cannot let you do that. I said you can have real players. My team is dying. It's dying a very slow death over the course of the whole season. So you can have that one. Mortal Kombat is my league. I have a 50% history of winning the league since I've been in it. And I think this is an opportunity for me to get my numbers up. 3 wins in 5 years? Come on, man. Like, you have to rename the league after me. That's crazy. So, I won last year, and I don't think my team was anything to write home about. I think I was literally saved by David Montgomery turning it on at the end of the year and Stephon Diggs. I lost Dak Prescott. he was out from, I don't know, was it week 4 or 5 when he had that compound fracture. I had Julio Jones, traded him for Christian McCaffrey, which at the time I was like, this is a great move. Christian McCaffrey out for the year, basically. So it was a rough go last year, and I don't know how. I look back at my team, I don't know how we did it, but got the championship, second one in 4 years, and so that just tells me more than anything, if you get there, anything is possible.
Yeah, I had some tough playoff losses last year. I lost 146 to 141, came down to the last play in the San Francisco game. And then in the other league, I lost at the end to Lamar Jackson. He got hurt. I was winning. He got hurt. I was like, okay. He came back and threw a bomb. And I was like, what the? I can't catch a break this year. So it was a very frustrating playoff experience for me last year. But I'm in the playoffs 4 leagues, so I should come home with one of them. And of course, we're going to do our jobs this upcoming week with this quarter, and do our jobs there. So, guys, make sure you follow us on Twitter and like and subscribe. We are going to be releasing our gambling video very shortly. You don't want to miss our content. Again, it's free money for you. We are 34-11 since week 6, which means we're hitting at a 77% clip. We've gone 5-0 2 weeks in a row now. And I think over the last 3 weeks, our numbers are stupid. So if you want free money, if you want to gamble like experts do, or sharps, or whatever you want to call them. We're the experts right here. You can look us up in these super contests that we're in. We're in the Westgate. Our team is Real Players. And in the Circa Millions, our team is Fantasy Pharaohs, and you can look us up and see exactly where we stand. Again, we're 3.5 points outside of first place, which is very big. We're in the top 30 out of 2,000 or 3,000 people. So we do this for real, guys. So thanks for watching, like, and subscribe. And Wesley, I mean, we're friends, bro. But on Sunday, like Kendrick Lamar said, hey man, I'm trying to destroy everybody, bro. Like, it is what it is, man.
Well, then I guess I have to be Drake, do right and kill everything. So that's what I'm on this Sunday. Strap in.
All right, man. Hey guys, good luck if you made the playoffs. Good luck if you didn't, like our co-host Charles Grandin missed the playoffs again. Do your job next year. Don't study for 6-7 seasons and miss the playoffs. Do your job over the summer. Get better. You can only go up from there. Don't bank on players that I guess my biggest takeaway, and then we're gonna end the show. My biggest takeaway is changing your draft strategy while drafting. Usually I like to come away with a top running back. And Real Players, I came away with Zeke Taylor. And Mortal Kombat did not come away with any top running backs. I walked away with James Robinson, Chase Edmonds, and Josh Jacobs, and that changed my draft because I pushed all my money into quarterbacks, which was Kyler and Jalen Hurts. So I got 9 wins out of that. Unfortunately, those 9 wins gave me a wild card, so that should tell you how well those other teams did in front of me. But hey, man, change your draft strategy. Don't come in locked in with this. One way to do things is the auction draft. Let it flow to you. If you see those guys are gone and those top quarterbacks on the board, take Brady and Kyler next year, or Rodgers and Taylor, or whoever the top quarterbacks are going to be. Take those guys, man. I think that's my biggest advice to anybody that misses playoffs, like Charles Grant did for the 6th year in a row. Change your strategy. Wes, you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, I think being flexible is a big thing because if you're doing mock drafts, you'll see that you could run a mock draft with the same guys over and over and you will get different results every time. So I think auction drafts is what I've learned is that it's about finding value. Whether, one round it might be the quarterbacks go, or one draft it might be the quarterbacks, the next draft could be the running backs, next could be the wide receivers. But it's about building a balanced team for the right price. So as Chosen so eloquently put, we gotta find the value, not be afraid to change it up depending on what you're looking at.
Yep. So guys, that wraps up our show. Again, like and subscribe after watching this video. You don't want to miss our content that is coming out. We are coming out with our betting show very soon. You don't want to miss that. If you like money, watch our show, and make sure you follow Fantasy Football Astronauts. They are our affiliates. We record all of our YouTube betting shows and our film breakdowns on their channel. Go give them a shout and a holler. Go like and subscribe on their Twitter and their YouTube page. Guys, good luck on your Week 15 playoff matchups. And Wesley, I will see you very soon in the playoffs, good buddy.
And you will see me in your nightmares, good buddy.
All right, guys.